everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Today we have Julie Lafleur. She is our holistic practitioner. And thank you so much for joining us and giving us your time, Julie.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, what I would like you to do is introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Sure. My name is Julie Lafleur, and I am a wellness practitioner. So what does that mean? I chose specifically wellness practitioner because I think the word wellness is commonly known and commonly talked about, wellness, well-being, and is broad enough. But basically what I do is I empower people to feel great using tools and techniques that we have just within us and inside of our body. And I also work with corporate teams and organizations. I give talks and run workshops and facilitate sessions. And I talk mostly about tools and techniques to manage stress and to feel great and to feel healthy. So yeah, that's what I do.
So, what are the tools you use? Are there any particular tools that you use to do that?
When I work individually with people, it could be one or many of the modalities, but I started with Reiki and then also got certified as a clinical EFT tapping practitioner. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. And so basically what that is tapping on certain acupoints on the body and focusing in on some of the feelings that we are holding within our body, because what we like to do as a society is not always feel the feelings that don't feel very good, sadness and anger or frustration. We sometimes either don't give ourselves permission to feel them because we've been kind of taught that it's not good to show these emotions, and so we kind of put them in a ball and stuff them inside our body, which then kind of can manifest in illness or dis-ease. And so we tap on acupressure points and we send signals to the brain telling it that it's safe to feel these. And then the energy kind of moves up and out, because energy is just, or emotions are just energy in motion. And so we're just facilitating the movement of the emotions moving out. So EFT tapping I do, and then also Eden energy medicine. And that modality is based and rooted in traditional Chinese medicine, as well as touch for health. And so I use muscle testing or energy testing to assess the flow of the energy, to assess if there's any kind of blocks in many different energy systems, like the meridians, which are kind of like veins that run throughout the body, but instead of carrying blood, they carry energy. And so I just make sure that there's no blocks there. And if there are, then we address that. Chakras, auras, another energy system called the radiant circuits. So there's a few energy systems that we check.
Wow,
so those are the main modalities that I use. Yeah.
Yeah. So why and how did you choose to become a holistic practitioner? Like, why did you decide? How was this journey? How did it all start? Like, and how did you start your own business? If you can tell us all that.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like it chose me. Because I definitely didn't set out in my career when I was young. Obviously, I knew nothing about energy or energy healing or anything like that. And I chose a career in tech. I worked in a large tech corporation for over 17 years. And as a people pleaser and overachiever, I kind of worked and worked and worked until I burnt out, until my body and my brain said, okay, we've given you enough signals. You are not listening. You keep pushing through. And so we're just going to kind of stop you in your tracks. And so at that point, I stepped away, and I had to rest, and I had to really look at my life and, look at my values, and really think about what I wanted out of life, what I wanted to model for my children, what kind of life I wanted to lead, what kind of life I wanted them to lead. And so in that time of rest, I found Reiki. I had a Reiki treatment. I loved it. I started studying Reiki. I became a Reiki practitioner, and that started my journey. Then, curiosity was I just kept finding new things and learning about new things. And I'm the type of person in traditional Chinese medicine, there's the five elements that really help to showcase and really help to identify what kind of person you are and how you show up in life. And I'm an earth and a fire, and fires, when they find something they love, they just have to like tell everybody about it. So I feel like I was
That's true.
in true fire mode when I started to discover energy medicine, and I just wanted to other people to feel as good as I did, and so it just started to snowball.
Nice. And then you decided to start your own business.
Yeah, so I started my business kind of on the side. I was still working in corporate during the day. And then I started seeing people in the evenings and on weekends. And about a year ago, I decided for my birthday to give myself the gift of a year to build a business and truly dedicate the time that it takes to, get a website, get all of the pieces in place to truly promote and educate and you know, work with people, and then also speak with organizations and really to give myself the space to try things and speak to different people and build collaborations and partnerships. And so I did the kind of on the side piece for a few years, quite a few years. And then I, yeah, gave myself the gift of doing it full time, which I love.
Yes, it is. It is hard to do a business. People just feel that, oh, they're in business, but the work it takes is a lot. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
So
think
then, sorry, go
sorry, go
ahead.
ahead. I think I was just going to answer the question you were about to ask me because it just
Yeah.
fits into the conversation.
Yeah, because then that was my next thing. What are the challenges you have faced? And
Yeah,
we all face
definitely.
different challenges. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that one, from my perspective, anyways, one of the biggest challenges is, um, well, there's a few maybe wrapped into one, but the energy work feels so good. But it requires, um, somebody to give it a try. And for them to give it a try, they need to kind of stumble upon and learn that it's actually even a thing. And so I think if I could summarize, the challenge is really awareness, and education and helping people understand that this actually exists, what it is, what the benefits are, how it works, because they don't even know that it exists. And so I need to educate and create awareness for these amazing tools, before anybody would even kind of say, oh yeah, I need that. And part of the education is, while I talk to people about it, actually doing it so that they can feel it, because I can use as many words, metaphors, stories as I want. When people feel it, it's really undeniable.
That's true. Yeah. So that's how you overcome it. You actually do it with them for them to understand, and that's how you'll educate them.
Yeah, often, if I have a consultation call with somebody and then they'll jump on and they'll say, tell me about this. I'll talk for a little bit and they'll say, well, do you want to give it a try? And then we'll pick something like, let's talk about something that is, stressful or something that you feel sad about, or something that's frustrating. And I'll either, start to tap or show them some energy techniques that helps to, alleviate some of those strong emotions, or to help manage those emotions, or to feel it and then let it go. And then once they feel it, I'm like, oh, where can I book, or how can we do more? Or how can I learn more?
That's good. That's good. So your major challenge was the awareness. Were there any other challenges that you faced, or those just fit in as a business starts?
I think it's creating awareness for sure. And then the next one is in terms of creating a business and being my own employee versus, an employee or part of a team. When you're creating your own business, you have so many things that you need to do. And so it's all about kind of allocating of time and which do you do first. And then also when you're an employee and part of an organization, there's a lot of structure. There's other people that are doing things in collaboration with you. They need you to define or finish one piece of the puzzle before they can get to the next. When you're on your own, you're kind of like, okay, which puzzle piece do I put down first? There's a lot less structure. And because I worked in corporations for so long, it's really like a mind shift to do that, to be, of course I have people I talk to, and fellow energy workers to bounce ideas off. But often it's solo work. You have all of these ideas, which one am I going to do first? And also trial and error, which I think is just, part of
Very
life.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. And so how am I going to reach people? Let's try this. Oh, that was amazing. I'm going to do that again. Or, oh, that was an epic fail. That did not work. Nobody showed up, or, it just didn't resonate, or I wasn't in the right place at the right time. So there's a lot of trial and error. So I would say, yeah, education and awareness is a challenge. Working on your own and trying to sort everything out yourself is a challenge. Defining priorities and really creating and maintaining your own structure, um, going from, being part of a team and an organization to being on your own. Those are all kind of challenges that I've lived. I don't know if you would agree, or if that was kind of part of your experience as well.
Absolutely. I mean, as in my other part of interview, I was like, there were times I wanted to give up, but then there was like, no, you can't give up. It was like, yes, everybody falls, but then you have to start going up and allowing ourselves to fall and feeling that, as you said earlier, is the beauty of that you get that strength to stand up again.
Yeah.
Right. But we
Well,
don't allow ourselves to fall and feel that. That's where we get stuck.
right. Right.
Right.
And I think it's also just riding that wave. There are days where it's so busy and there's so many things, and then there's other days where there's some free space, and then you feel like I should be doing all of these things, and people ask the question, and of course, because um it comes from a great place. They'll say, oh, are you really busy? They use that word busy. And I used to be so busy. And I use that word all the time. People be like, oh, how are you? And say, oh, busy. I think we're in a busy kind of culture. And it's not that I'm not busy, or do I feel guilty saying I'm not busy, but defining busy is different now. So that whole, and I think we were raised, certainly I was raised in a way where, um, or in an environment where your productivity equals your value. And so, there's this whole theme there.
Judgment. Yeah.
Right.
Right. That's
Yeah.
I think it's all of us. We all have been programmed that way. And now we've got that freedom, which we as practitioners are also learning. Free time means downtime, time to energize ourselves, but that was not taught to us. And I have
Right.
been through that. I have nothing to do today. Really? What does that mean? I had to learn to do nothing. And I
Hmm.
was like, I don't know how to do nothing.
Yeah. Right. And then I feel guilty. Or it's like, I have so many things to do, but I really need to think about this. I really need to get into space where I can be creative because what I've been doing isn't working. And so if I just gave myself the time to think about it, have a coffee, get into nature, get a journal, think about, and it's not getting rid of the guilt that you would have otherwise to do that. I can't possibly do that. That doesn't equal busy. That doesn't equal
Yeah.
productive.
We are
So,
learning. We all are learning. And the
yeah, and
patience.
patience. Yes, I am one of those that, I expect results right away, and I expect I have high expectations for myself
Yeah, I think
and
we
for
all
others.
do. I think we all do. We're all guilty of that. And that's our learning journey.
Right. And like the critical voice, and so all of these challenges in all of this, I feel blessed to have the tools that we have that we teach others so that we can manage all of this. I think that's the greatest gift of all.
Yeah, I guess so. I think you've already answered what you love about what you do. So yes, exactly. We empower ourselves as well as we help empower others, and that's a win-win. I mean,
Yeah.
who
Uh,
wouldn't want such a kind of job?
yeah. And the part that I love the most, there's actually two parts. One is when I'm working individually with somebody and the work that we do has such a transformative shift. And I've been working for a few years with energy, and so I know that it works. And every time that it works, it's like, isn't it magical? Like it feels so good, and the change that happens in the other person's life is just magical. I love it. And then when I work with groups, specifically corporations, and when I start to introduce these topics, I really call it like tools and techniques to manage stress because stress is an energy and it's an energy block that we have. And so just showing simple techniques uh, to people and to see in a group um, seeing results and seeing how they feel it. Like sometimes I do one of my sessions is showing people how to tap. And so we always have a volunteer step up and the change that they see, even just in like a 15-minute demonstration of tapping, they see it, everybody's tapping with them, so they also feel it. And just that collective energy shift. That's what I love the most about this.
Yes, yes. I mean, energy is everything,
Yes.
and I think there's so many people who've opened up now
Mhm.
to understand energy. Energy, what I knew in school was science. That's
Yes.
it. But everything around me at that time was energy too. So yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
So Julie, tell me, how do you see your future for yourself, your business?
That's a great question and one that I ask myself on a regular basis. And I feel like it evolves all the time because new opportunities show up on a regular basis that I didn't even know was possible. And so in the future, I see myself just meeting different people who are also on this path and building collaborations and programs uh, in all different varieties to get this message out to more people. Um, yeah, I think that's
That's
very vague.
Yeah.
But
But
I
at least
really think
you
it's
have
just,
that and then you can focus. So is there something that you'd want your business to be, your business to grow? Like in 3 to 5 years, how would you see yourself having employees or having a big place? Or that's still not on the agenda?
yeah, I don't think that's on the agenda yet. I don't really see myself having employees or a team. But again, I mean, I think that can change depending on
Yeah.
what I offer, and maybe I just haven't wrapped my mind around what that could look like. Um,
Yeah. Small
but
baby steps.
yeah, yeah,
Now,
and I
do
think
you even teach EFT, as in to become a practitioner, or you just are a practitioner of EFT?
I am a practitioner, and then I give workshops to people to teach them how to do it on themselves. But I
Mhm.
don't, I'm not an instructor to certify others to
Um,
become certified.
maybe
Yeah,
that's
and
one of your goals.
maybe that could be. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I am taking a workshop at the end of the summer to be able
Mhm.
to teach specific curriculum and workshops as it relates to Eden Energy Medicine. And so I feel like the teaching is becoming more and more part of what I do. And I think that's also because I know that creating awareness is going to create um, uh, more demand for this type of work. And also, I feel like it's kind of on the leading edge. You know, there is definitely way more awareness around energy and energy work and openness than there has ever before. And I think that trajectory is just going to see a steep incline, which is amazing. Which is why I think there's, for those of us that have been doing it and learning about it, if we can teach others, then we can just, contribute to that exponential growth.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that leads to my next question. What advice would you like to give people who would want to enter the holistic health field or who want to start a business, entrepreneurs who would want to start a business? What advice would you like to give them?
I think is like ask a lot of questions, find people that are willing to share information. I sometimes get locked into a zone and I'm like, I need to do this myself, or I should know these answers. But then on the flip side, I'm super curious. And when I find somebody that I gel with, I can, ask them a million questions. And so I would say, seek the people that you're comfortable with and just ask them questions, ask them how they've done it, where they've struggled, um, and just keep following that path and that thread. And also just listen to your intuition. Like just get quiet and know and ask yourself, is this a yes or is this a no? And you know, you'll know the exact answer. Uh, and that will help you define kind of the next step. But I would say, yeah, collaborate, ask questions, find people who are willing to help you.
That's cool. Is there any other advice you would like to give the people who are going to be watching this interview, our audience, or anyone specific you would like to tell or impart certain knowledge or something that would empower them?
I would say use the tools. And so there's always a ton of fear when there's a big change. There is always a ton of fear about money, fear about, uh, where is this going to take me? Fear about, what people are going to think. I don't know. There's all these, we ruminate and have all of these thoughts that hold us back. And so I would say just investigate and learn and use the tools that you love and that you want to empower others with to help address those fears. And I have this keychain that I love and I really resonate with. and it says scared shitless, but doing it anyway. Sorry for the swear there. Um, but yeah, it's like one of those things where the world needs this. And so I know that fear could hold us back. Um, and so use the tools to help alleviate some of that fear.
That's great. Yes, there's a lot of fear. And, my journey has moved from fear to faith. And it's not an easy one, but it's the trust that you'll have in yourself and in the divine and the universe. People believe in that. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you so much for all you do.
Oh, thank
And
you for
thank
having
you
me. This is
for
great.
coming on here and letting us know, your holistic practice. And that's what my intention again was to share all different holistic practitioners and let people know about it, right? As you said, collaborate, let people know. And, maybe somebody seeing this will be empowered to do what we do, and then they will empower others. And that's what our mission is here, right?
Absolutely. That
Yeah,
ripple effect, right? The little stone in the pond that, creates
yeah.
a big
We
movement.
can't keep everything. We have to give.
Yeah, I think sharing is so
Carrie.
important and continuing to learn and helping each other.
Right, right. I again thank you so much for giving us
My
your
pleasure.
time.
My pleasure. My
And
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
please reach out. If you can just let us know your website and your social media handles verbally, and then we can even put it out there. So if you can just let us know what your social media handles, where people can reach you, that'll be great.
Sure. My website is Julie Laff, JulielAF, as in Frank.com. And my social media handles are at Julie Laff Optimal Energy. And you can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, all of the places.
Yay! Thank you, thank you. So anyone who wants to do EFT, please contact Julie. And any other questions, please let us know, or you can contact Julie on all her social media, her website. Again, thank you very much, Julie, for
My
giving us your
pleasure.
time. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks
Bye.
for having me. Bye.
Bye.